What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Lucid, I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 2.89%, 244 the low, 251 the high. So the broader market is moving higher because of this right here. So the kind of freaky tariffs that people were somewhat worried over, that was going to be kicking in on April the 2nd. Well, it turns out it looks like there's going to be more of a targeted approach, not a just broad, flat tariff percentage. So that's very good. Market seeing that as very optimistic, because essentially a lot of analysts did feel that these tariffs were going to prompt higher inflation and just lead us to a kind of a stagflation event. But when you kind of remove that fear, then yeah, you're going to have markets really moving higher. So pretty good stuff overall for today. Unfortunately, Lucid is lagging a little bit. So Rivian is up 4.83%. Tesla is up 9.45%. So Tesla is kind of a beast of their own today because they have that catalyst coming out from China associated to FSD. But essentially Lucid is lagging, and the reason why they're lagging is because of these individuals. Shorts, for whatever reason, are increasing 2.24 million shares. I don't really know what Lucid really did to piss off someone, but it's kind of, I don't know, I don't really have an answer for this at this stage in the game, why shorts feel justified to increase. That's not happening with Rivian. So Rivian is also heavily shorted, the second most heavily shorted EV out there, but with Rivian, they're returning. Today, shorts just want to really hit Lucid. And a lot of other stocks that's on my watch list, such as SoFi, SoundHound, in those cases, shorts are also returning, just not necessarily with Lucid. But at the same time, you're also seeing some signs of manipulation. So cost to borrow minimum is negative, meaning that there are brokers out there physically paying people to short Lucid. So it is kind of messed up overall, but no news from Lucid itself today, no SEC filing. So it's just piggybacking off of the broader market. On a side note though, there is a lot of this that's floating around on social media about the pretty much kick-ass promotions that Lucid does have. So I think overall this should be able to at least get some market share from Tesla. So they do have that 2,000 on-site vehicle bonus, 2,000 conquest offer. So yeah, I think Lucid is ready to kick ass, take names. It's all going to come down to the numbers though, just to see. So a lot of these are just tail end of Q1 promotions, which is rather normal. But aside from that though, there was one thing that did somewhat come out that was a little bit more on the side of manipulation. So as you can kind of see, I always do bring up this. So these are analyst ratings posted through TipRanks. So these are official ratings. As I've shared in the past, there's a difference between this and sometimes just some Joe Blow giving a rating through an actual article. Sometimes some of these analysts do just do a article and not a official post. So there's been that problem in the past, and I think this individual, Andre Shepard with Cantor Fitzgerald, he's kind of a culprit. So he's unofficially been giving ratings for like a year and a half, some as high as 5. Recently there was this one 26 days ago. It shows initiated coverage, so he finally did post a rating, but there was something that did come out today, and that was this. So for whatever reason, he did reiterate his neutral $3 rating as of today. Again, this is unofficial of a rating, but for him to give $3, given everything what's been coming out associated to Lucid, I feel like that's just very, very on the low end. Maybe enough, maybe he's trying to kind of kill the momentum, or I don't know. Still, we can kind of jump to conclusions as much as possible, but I feel like these types of ratings, unless something fundamentally does change, is on the side of just trying to suppress the price. But again, who knows. Moving over to options, so you have 2.4 million in calls, 1.09 in puts. 81% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature, and a lot of that is stemming from the 1.7 million that was done between 8:30 and 8:35. If we kind of open this up, look at the premiums, so it looks like a multi-leg transaction, so a lot of different ones, all for the most part by the same entity, and it looks as though the bullish ones are orienting towards Looks like August 15th, 2025 as an expiry date. $2.50 calls are being purchased. So kind of good stuff, I think, all in all for that. Based on this, the call options that are being done, there's a consensus for it to be above 350 for this week. Keep in mind, on the 27th, we do have that kind of gray catalyst, that big launch that could be coming. There might be more to it than that. And I also see some people on social media right now bringing up about high-end days, posting some videos, and it looks as though it might be Lucid Tech. I, again, don't want to jump to conclusions because I think Lucid has and its investors have speculated on many different partnerships, but so far a lot of them haven't really come to fruition. But on a side note, bears are anticipating for it to be sub $2. So they're anticipating clearly a market breakdown of some sorts, but based on this, these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool above $100,000. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market. So you're not really seeing this matching with the overall volume, and that's because a lot of algorithmic trading, so the market is very optimistic right now, so algorithmic trading is really pushing Lucid and pretty much most of these stocks higher today. So let me know your viewpoint on that, with it at $2.49 trading between this pivot and this S1. So 206 is going to be a strong support, 263 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, and then just capping off all of this on the actual chart itself. So 237 is going to be that strong support, that's the ALMA right now. Next strong target is going to be that 257, and that is that 100-day moving average. So I think Lucid is really ready to move higher. All it'll take is just to get above that 100-day moving average, 50-day moving average, and once it gets over that, we already know that bigger and better things will be coming down the pipeline. Like the 50-day moving average is a very big deal for Lucid and usually does result in like a 30 to 40% swing. So that could really work in Lucid's favor to really get back into the mid threes. So let me know your general thoughts on Lucid. What's your viewpoint on shorts just doing what they're doing to essentially suppress Lucid today? And just what's your kind of thoughts on these promotions? Do you think that they're enough to really drive up and drum up some business, or do you think it's a little bit like, what's your kind of thoughts on all that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.